We are Group 5E and we are going to talk about the role of business in society. We will be discussing the many different roles and responsibilities that businesses have in society using certain different topics we have learned as part of our MDP course. We will also be discussing the obstacles that many businesses face, as well as briefly touching on the different areas between idealism and reality. The topics for MDP that we will be discussing will be ethics, which will be discussed by Lauren, Nicola, stakeholders, which will be discussed by Lily, and globalisation, which will be discussed by Debbie and Natalie.
Stakeholders have both an interest and an influence in the business. Businesses have a responsibility to meet the needs of stakeholders such as customers, suppliers and the government. There are obstacles that businesses need to overcome. For example, customers want products that are less expensive and good quality. However, businesses must try to make as large a profit as possible. Another example could include the need to comply with government legislation, which could lead to additional costs for businesses. Ideally, all of a firm's stakeholders should be satisfied by how the business operates. However, realistically, not every stakeholder's wants can always be met.
Business ethics is what the right or wrong behaviour in a business and what principles or rules can be used as a guidance in business situations. There are 4 concepts of business ethics. Realism is what is correct for one society may be considered wrong for another. Egoism is the ethical behaviour that promotes one's own selfish interests. Utilitarianism is an action that is ethical if it promotes the greatest good for the greatest number of people. Business ethics can be used as a constraint as there is no obligation to do anything that doesn't suit the needs of the business. But ethics in a business can be considered important as customers, shareholders and employees will want to work for a company which practices good, strong moral ethics, as it gives the company a good reputation and gives people good reasons to want to use such company.
Many companies have greatly benefited from having good business ethics. An example of a company which has had great success from good ethics is Tom's Shoes. They have had a policy that for every pair of shoes bought by a customer, a pair will be donated to a child in poverty around the world. This has been Tom's main selling point as a reason for customers to choose them over competitors, and they have not had to have a huge marketing campaign as people have been talking about the product. This has highlighted how a good business can really benefit from having good ethics.
Interconnection of different countries through the production and marketing of products. The rise of globalisation has massively increased trade and the exchange of cultures between developed and developing countries. Subsequently, there are a range of advantages and disadvantages associated with globalisation. Advantages include the increase of free trade between countries, which in turn has led to increased access to technology, education, healthcare and other resources for less developed countries. Better links between countries means that many smaller, less developed countries have been given the chance to trade with the rest of the world and opportunities for those who live in them.
Globalisation brings about many disadvantages due to the exploitation of workers by big multinational companies such as Apple and Google. Developing countries lose out economically due to tax avoidance by organisations, and so less money is input into the economy. One main factor of this is Starbucks. Local businesses are also abandoned, meaning higher local unemployment, and as these countries are westernising, they lose out on traditions and culture to the Western. Another disadvantage to this is the introduction of westernised diseases to less developed countries who aren't prepared to deal with it. There are many environmental disadvantages also, with the amount of CO2 increasing due to the companies' factories in these developing countries, and also in the oil spills in these countries. Overall, MDP has taught us many practical ways that businesses have a very important role in society. Business must operate efficiently whilst overcoming obstacles which include laws, ethics, cost management and resources. Other topics in MDP Semester 1 were negotiations, disruptive technologies, financial crisis, which also increase our knowledge on the role of business society while working together as a team.